What's up, Broncos country? Get ready, because a move just came out that might seem small, but reveals a lot about our franchise's plans for this season. You won't believe what happened in the last 24 hours with a veteran who knows the orange and blue well. Calvin Throckmorton was out yesterday, but today he's back at Mile High. And this isn't just any comeback, family. This is a move that shows exactly how our organization works behind the scenes to build a competitive roster. What happened here was real chess in the NFL world. Throckmorton was cut yesterday from the main roster, but since he's a veteran player with more than 4 seasons of experience, he didn't need to go through the waiver process. This meant the Broncos could re-sign him directly to the practice squad without the risk of another franchise stealing our man. Now you might be wondering, why is this move so important? Let me explain exactly what this represents for our organization and why every Broncos fan should be paying attention to this move. Calvin Throckmorton isn't just another name on the roster. We're talking about a 27-year-old guard who has 48 games of NFL experience, with 27 as a starter. This guy has already proven he can compete at the highest level of professional football. And more importantly, he knows our system, our mentality, our culture. When we look at this player's trajectory, we see something that all of Broncos country will recognize immediately: pure determination. Throckmorton came out of Oregon in 2020 as an undrafted player. Nobody initially bet on him. But look where he ended up. He started with the Saints, where he not only earned a spot on the roster, but also got a contract extension. He went through the Panthers, then the Titans, and came to us. Each stop on this journey was a lesson. Each experience was building the player we have today. What's most impressive about Throckmorton's career is his ability to adapt. Guard is a position that requires not just physical strength, but tactical intelligence. You know how it is. On the offensive line, a second of hesitation can mean the difference between a touchdown run and a disastrous fumble. Throckmorton has already shown in his previous stints that he understands these nuances. When he was with the Panthers in 2023, he played 9 games in a very complicated season for the franchise. Even so, he maintained the level of play that caught the attention of the Titans, who didn't hesitate to claim him when he became available. His experience with different offensive systems is another crucial point. Every NFL team has its own philosophy, its own schemes, its own terminologies. A player who can quickly adapt to these differences is a valuable asset, especially when we're talking about practice squad, because that's exactly what the practice squad represents, the possibility of having players ready to move up to the main roster at any moment. Injuries happen, tactical changes are necessary, unforeseen situations arise during the season. Having someone like Throckmorton on the practice squad is like having quality insurance, and we can't forget that he was already with us last season and returned for 2025. This isn't a coincidence. Our coaching staff saw something in him. Our organization recognized his value. Our philosophy matched what he offers as a player. The decision to cut him yesterday and re-sign him today for the practice squad shows exactly how our front office works intelligently. They knew that as a veteran, Throckmorton wouldn't need to go through the waiver process. They knew they could make this move without the risk of losing him to another franchise. This is intelligent roster management, family. This is strategic planning. This is thinking not just about Sunday's game, but about the entire season, the unexpected situations that might arise, the opportunities that might appear. Do you remember how fundamental the offensive line is for any team that wants to truly compete in the NFL? It doesn't matter if you have the best running backs, the best quarterbacks, the best receivers, if the offensive line can't provide protection and open up spaces. And having depth at this position is absolutely crucial. Throckmorton represents exactly that, qualified depth. He's not just a name to fill numbers on the practice squad. He's a player who, if called upon, can enter the field and contribute immediately. Those 48 games of NFL experience speak for themselves. The guard position specifically is one of the most technical on the offensive line. It's not just about brute force. It's about perfect timing on running plays. It's about blitz recognition. It's about constant communication with the center and tackles. Throckmorton has already proven he masters these fundamentals. And here's information that all of Broncos country needs to understand. Practice squad players participate in team practices every day. They face our first-string defense. They simulate opponents' schemes. They keep the intensity level high throughout the week. Having an experienced veteran like Throckmorton in that group means our starters will face quality competition every day. This elevates everyone's level. This forces our starters to stay sharp. This creates a culture of healthy competition within the group. But let's also talk about the possibilities this signing opens up for our season. Imagine a situation where we need changes to the offensive line during the season. Injury to a starter, performance below expectations, need for tactical change. Throckmorton will be there, prepared, knowing our system, ready to contribute. If you ask me what the immediate impact of this move is, I'd say it's mainly in preparation and roster depth. But the potential impact? That could be much bigger depending on how the season develops. The NFL is a sport where details make all the difference. Having experienced players available on the practice squad is one of those details that can become fundamental in decisive moments. Throckmorton offers exactly that. Experience available when we need it. And let's be honest here, family. In a league where every competitive advantage counts, having a player with his experience available to move up to the main roster at any time is a real advantage. Other franchises don't have this option, don't have this luxury. Versatility is also an important factor. Guard might seem like a very specific position, but experienced players at this position can often adapt to play other positions on the offensive line when necessary. This flexibility is way too valuable. Throckmorton has already shown during his career that he can quickly adapt to new systems, new philosophies, new line teammates. This ability to adapt isn't common. It's not something every player possesses. It's a specific talent that becomes even more valuable in pressure situations. Come on, Broncos country. Can you see the potential of this move? Can you understand how small decisions like this can impact our season in ways we can't even imagine right now? If you're truly Broncos country, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any play of our season. Because every week there's movement. Every week there's analysis, and you can't be left out of this journey. The issue here isn't just about Calvin Throckmorton. It's about how our organization thinks, how our front office works, how our coaches view building a competitive roster. This move is a reflection of the franchise's overall philosophy. When an organization can make this type of move, cut a player, and re-sign him the same day for a different position on the roster, this shows planning. This shows strategic vision. This shows there's a bigger plan being executed. And this bigger plan is exactly what every Broncos fan wants to see, an organization that works intelligently, that doesn't waste opportunities, that values experience and potential in the right measure. Throckmorton might not be the most famous name on our roster, but players like him are fundamental to any team's success in the NFL. They're the guys who do the hard work, who prepare every day, who are ready when called upon. His experience going through different organizations also brings intangible value. He's seen how other teams work, knows different approaches, different cultures. This knowledge can be shared with our younger players, can contribute to the group's development as a whole. And here's an important reflection for our entire family. Success in the NFL doesn't just come from players who appear in highlights. It comes from roster depth, from training quality, from constant preparation, from the culture of excellence that permeates the entire organization. Calvin Throckmorton represents a small but important piece of this culture. A player who accepts the challenge of being on the practice squad, who prepares every day as if he were a starter, who maintains professionalism regardless of the position he occupies on the roster. This mentality is contagious. When veteran players demonstrate this type of attitude, it positively influences the entire group. The young guys see, learn, absorb this culture of hard work and dedication. The season hasn't even really started yet, and our organization is already showing that every detail matters. Every position is taken seriously. Every opportunity to improve the group is seized. This is what differentiates mediocre teams from winning teams. Throckmorton returns to our practice squad not by chance, but because our coaching staff recognizes his value, because our organization understands the importance of having experienced veterans available, because there's a plan being executed with precision. So Denver Broncos family, what do you think of this move? Can you see the potential impact that players like Throckmorton can have on our season? Comment below with your opinion on how our front office is building this roster. Hit the like if you agree that these details make all the difference. Share with other Broncos fans who need to understand how our organization works behind the scenes. And stay tuned because more analysis is coming. Broncos country, our season promises to be special, and every small decision like this Throckmorton one is part of building this success. Until the next video, family, and always with pride, wearing the orange and blue. Go Broncos!